This is Storytellers and Storysellers live on tape. You're listening to Vineet Kanabar on the IVM Podcast Network. Every episode, we bring to you some creators, some business people, some folks who are taking the world of entertainment by storm. If you like this podcast, if you like the kind of stuff that we do, follow. If you've heard this podcast before, give us a rating. It really, really helps the podcast get discovered by other folks who might have the same interests. That said, on with the show. On this episode, we have Elder God and AmiGaming. Like I said, always excited to talk to gamers, always excited to get their experiences. I love talking to gamers on the show simply because more than any other creators, more than musicians, more than writers, more than actors, I feel like gamers are the guys who get to do what they love and make a life around it, right? Would you guys agree? Just to start this off and bring you in, would you guys agree? Is that how you feel about it?
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to go into a quick intro break because हमें भी पैसे कमाने होते हैं और ad चलाने होते हैं. But on the other side of this break, we will be talking to Elder God and AmiGaming about their creator journeys, how gaming has helped them achieve their dreams, and what lies ahead for a game streamer once you become popular. Shout out to Facebook for helping us put this roster of amazing gamers together for today's episode. We'll be back after these messages. And we're back. This is Storytellers and Storysellers. I'm Vineet Kanabar. We're talking to two gamers who have taken Facebook by storm. And let me get started by asking you this, and I'll start with Ami. Tell me how you got into it, man. How did you start your gamer journey? Did you always play games thinking, यार मुझे streaming करनी है, या पहले game खेलते थे and streaming sort of happened? How did you get started?
Like जब शायद मैंने गेमिंग स्टार्ट करी थी तब स्ट्रीमिंग नाम का कोई वर्ड भी नहीं था, क्योंकि आई स्टार्टेड बैक इन 2004. सो लाइक मैंने वहाँ से गेमिंग स्टार्ट करी थी. तो गेमिंग एक तरीके से आप समझ सकते हो मेरी एक हॉबी, एक डेली लाइफस्टाइल का पार्ट है मेरी, क्योंकि मतलब उसे करना मेरे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो लाइक 18 साल का एक एक्सपीरियंस अभी तक मेरे पास एक हो चुका है, जिसको कि मैं यूज़ करता हूँ अपने मतलब कंटेंट क्रिएशन में और बाकी सारी की सारी चीज़ों में. स्ट्रीमिंग तो मैंने 2019 में चालू करी थी. तो लाइक मैं 2004 से 2019 तक मैंने घर पे ही बैठ करके मतलब केवल अपने साथ गेम खेला है.
ये वाला सेंटेंस काफी वजनदार रहा, केवल अपने साथ गेम खेला. बट ये जर्नी फिर कहाँ पे शुरू हुई, जो स्ट्रीमिंग वाली जर्नी थी? हाउ ये कहाँ से आया थॉट, और फर्क क्या है अपने साथ गेम खेलने में और स्ट्रीमिंग में? क्या डिफरेंस था?
लाइक क्योंकि मैं एक असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर के तौर पे भी काम करता रहता हूँ, कुछ मैंने एड्स फिल्म्स की हुई हैं, तो कई चीज़ों को समझने के लिए हमें लोगों के बीच में जाना पड़ता है. एज वी ऑल नो कि मतलब हमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा चीज़ों को समझना पड़ता है. तो स्ट्रीमिंग स्टार्ट करने का एक बहुत बड़ा मतलब रीज़न ये था कि मैं लोगों से कनेक्ट कर सकूं, क्योंकि उससे पहले मैं केवल अपने में ही रहता था. अपने जो मुझे मन किया मैं गेम्स खेलता रहता था, बहुत ज़्यादा दुनिया से मेरा टच नहीं था उससे पहले. तो मतलब स्ट्रीमिंग में आने का मेन रीज़न मेरा यही था कि मैं लोगों से कनेक्ट कर पाऊँ, और बाकी एक लोगों को देख करके एक वो भी रहता था कि हाँ नहीं यार कुछ करना चाहिए, क्योंकि मैं मेजरली फेसबुक यूज़र रहा हूँ स्टार्टिंग से. मैं 2012 से मैं फेसबुक पे हूँ. तो लाइक इट्स बीन अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम कि मैं इस पे रहा हूँ. तो काफ़ी चीज़ें मैंने देखी हैं फेसबुक पे चेंज होते हुए. तो स्ट्रीमिंग जब मैं मिस आउट कर गया था जब फेसबुक गेमिंग स्टार्ट हुई थी 2017 में आई थिंक सो, तब मैं थोड़ा सा इसको मिस आउट कर गया था. तो 2019 में जब मैंने इस पे फुली फोकस किया तब मैं सोचा कि नहीं यार चलो अब कुछ स्टार्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि ये एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो मैं कभी भी कर सकता हूँ और इसमें मेरा मन भी लगता है करने में.
Wonderful. Elder God, was your story similar or is it different?
Okay, it does have some resonation with AmiGaming, but yeah, I'd say it stand out a little bit different. So I started gaming like 4 or 5 years old. And my father bought me.
Wait, how old are you right now?
I'm like 27. Okay, so my father bought me a black and white PC. That used to run really, really old game, and that's back in 90s. So that's when I started gaming. And I'm like a huge gamer buff. So through my college, through my studies, through my professional ID job as well, I've never even stopped gaming. Like I always used to find time for gaming. So it has been going on for like 20 plus years for me. But I started streaming back in 2020, during the pandemic. So it was like I had the job at the time, but it was like I was at home and there was a lot of free stuff at my hand. And like I said, I always play a game. And I thought to myself, like, if I can play it, what's the harm in showing it to them? And
Mhm.
it doesn't happen overnight. Like, I didn't create the page just like that. Personal something about me, I'm like a huge procrastinator. I know not a good trait. People won't admit, but I'll tell you, I'm a huge procrastinator. So I heard about gaming back in December 2019. So I started checking out. I tried to stream on my personal ID. That has worked all well and fine. And then I procrastinated for like 4 months ahead. And then I finally created the page on 16th April 2020. Then really got into it. And when I start something, I take it like really seriously. And it's gaming, man. I've been doing it for like 20 plus years. I was not gonna like take it for a nonchalant, just for time pass thing. I was like, gaming, I play it. What's the harm in showing to the people? So that's when I started streamlining it. Like, I never miss a stream for like a year straight. I stream like on a daily basis. Despite all the challenges, whatever they had, I like just kept on going. And fast forward 2 years, I'm here. And thanks to Facebook Gaming, as well as, the persistence and the commitment that I have, the love, the passion for the gaming, here I am.
I love it, dude. I mean, both you guys, man. What I really liked about both your stories is that, yeah, gaming though has been a part of my life since before streaming, right? And I realized that you saw the streaming opportunity and you went for it. Tell me about this, and I'm very curious to know. I'm guessing you do this full time now, right? This is what you do. I'm guessing you're streaming maybe 4 to 6 hours a day. That is what your day is built around. आप कब खाते हो, कब पीते हो, कब सोते हो, कब नहाते हो, सब स्ट्रीम के हिसाब से होता है. करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग, इफ यू आर लाइक नहीं यार, मैं तो सुबह उठ के योगा करता ही हूँ. Highly unlikely that gamers wake up in the morning and do yoga, but just in case. Right? What was the plan before this? Where was your life heading? What were your hopes and dreams? करना क्या चाहते थे? अमी?
लाइक मैंने बताया कि मैं एक असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर के तौर पे काम करता रहता हूँ, तो मेरा आज भी कहीं ना कहीं गोल वो है कि मुझे एक मूवी डायरेक्टर बनना है, जिसमें कि मैं फेसबुक की हेल्प ले रहा हूँ, वो मतलब लाइक चाहे फाइनेंशियली हो, चाहे किसी भी तरीके से हो, जो भी आप समझ सकते हो, एक्सप्लोरेशन और हर तरीके से मैं फेसबुक की उसमें हेल्प ले रहा हूँ. तो लाइक जो कि मैं पहले बनना चाहता था वही मैं आज भी बनना चाहता हूँ, एक मूवी डायरेक्टर, और गेमिंग के साथ साथ वो करना, मतलब उस चीज़ के साथ करना जो कि मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा पसंद है. तो लाइक मतलब मेरी जर्नी बहुत ही इजी हो गई फेसबुक की वजह से.
Right. And what about you? So what did you want to be before?
Okay, so like I said, playing game was more like a hobby, and rather than thinking this like maybe a dream come true, doing this full time and getting money for it. So that was like more like a hobby. So I completed college. I was in IT, and I was always wanted to go and study IT because I had affinity towards computer and stuff. So I thought that maybe that's the best course of action for me. So I started doing job for a certain IT company. I was in there for like 4 years. So then again, like I knew I want to be like manager, project manager, then ascend the corporate ladder in that terms.
Team
But
lead,
again,
director, all of that.
yeah, exactly. That was like my main focus. And I was like, okay, that's my career. This is my set out careers. But you never expect what happens when. And when I got into it for like a year, I was doing this along with my IT jobs. But then I thought, like, when it really started to pick up, and I was like making way more. Like, if I'm making X in IT job, then I'm making 3x or 4x in the doing Facebook gaming. So I thought, like, yeah, it's supposed me financially as well, and this is something that I love. I really put my energy and passion into. So I like quit my IT job and full time into it. Now talking about the long term goal, there's like a really big streamer, and you like a major influencer. That's where I want to be in the coming years.
Love it, man. I mean, both you guys have such a lovely following, and it comes so naturally to you guys because you're gamers to start out with. But when you started streaming, were there aspects of your personality, of how you presented yourself, of how you engaged with your audience? What were the aspects that you needed to pick up and learn, right? Did you spend some time analyzing, okay, this kind of streamer who plays this kind of games has these kind of attributes, or this kind of community is looking for this kind of an influencer? How did you pick up the tricks of the trade when you started your gaming creator journey? We'll start with Subhav this time.
Okay, so like a lot of time and energy went into the researching. Like how many streamers are there in the Facebook? What are their USP? What do they sell? How do they talk? What do they do? So when I started streaming, it was with a mobile game. I did not have a like fully functioning well PC at hand to to start the story mode game as such. So I started with a mobile football game. Started with that. Then again, there's like a plethora of challenges trying to stream from mobile as well. So it got picked up from that at the starting for like a month or like 20 days. I was not able. I didn't do any commentary on the stream because I was like a kind of an ambivert person. I don't like really comfortable putting myself out there. But in time, watching other people, it gave me confidence, and watching how I can present myself, it really gave me confidence. Then I slowly and steadily went into it, and here I am now.
Love it, man. How about you, Amit?
Just like Subhav said, like I want to just add some things. Like even today, I do research and like watch other streamers play. So like whatever game I play, I mostly watch those streamers on like various platforms, but mainly on Facebook. So like I see how they are like engaging with their audience, because earlier I was an introvert and I never liked like talking to people. So like I watched them how they were interacting, how they are like presenting their game and the story, because like there's a set pattern of a story, but how you tell it makes the difference. So like I watched them and even today I watch them and learn that how to like present myself.
Love it. And what have you picked up? If you can share some of your learnings, maybe one or two each. Because I'd love to know, right? Because I mean, I have been a gamer all my life as well, right? And I have also been part of public speaking and done my fair share of that, right? But maybe it's my age, maybe it's me just not, like you said, when it came about, I was already, I missed the bus or something like that. But I never connected the two, right? And now I'm thinking, bro, I spend like 10, 12 hours doing a corporate job. I can just play FIFA all day, man. I mean, why not I do this? But my story aside, right? Can you share a couple of learnings that you've picked up and incorporated in your streamer journey that you think others can also learn from?
Okay, I'll start if that's okay. So, two things, one from streaming, one from gaming. As I'm a
Sure.
huge buff of action games, in all, if not all, then most of the action games, you have to make split second decisions just like that. It's either this or that. So that really hone your, attention to detail and sensitivity skills. Like I have to do this, I have to do that. The consequences are this and the consequences are that. And when it comes to streaming, it's like more about the connect. You talking, they understanding what you're trying to portray, and that in general gives you confidence to talk outside the camera as well. So it really helps. It really helped me at least to go be out there talking the public as well, to strangers, to people, to at an event or whatever. So it really it's like a build up. It's like giving me a pathway, build up a platform, the foundation to better even like work on myself as a person.
I love it, dude. I mean, I never thought an episode with two gamers would turn into like a motivation channel, but I'm totally digging what you're saying, man. Love it, right? I mean, over to you.
Like again, I want to add some things, like the way like what Subhav said, that you have to present like connecting is the main thing. Otherwise you won't be able to like and like I would say entertain your community or audience, because that's what they want. Everyone has their own life and all that stuff, and they watch us not only to watch games but to like relieve their stress and all that thing. And like that's what I learned from other streamers. If you put on your stress onto them, that won't help you out. So you'll have to like completely change yourself while streaming. Otherwise it won't work out for you.
Love it, man. I mean, very deep. Let me ask you a not so deep question. You talked about, and Subhav specifically talked about having an IT job, being in IT for a few years, and then you decided to become a gamer, right? I mean, you talked about having dreams of directing a film, and then you decided to be a game streamer. What did your parents say? Maybe we'll start with Ami this time.
So like I used to do sketching in my childhood days. They said even today itself, they say this, that you like we have thought of making you a creative person, or you were a creative person, and we knew it, but we didn't knew the places where you can go and like have your future. Because as we all know, like my father is 60 plus right now, so we all know that that age people of those age don't have that many options other than MBA and all that stuff. So that's what they said to me. But like yesterday I was talking to my father, and he said that thank God you argued with me, and like we had some discussion over that. Otherwise the things would not have been like they are today, because like he wanted me to do a corporate job, but I thought like, no, I won't be doing that. I will be doing my film journey and my gaming stuff. Otherwise I won't do anything. So like his first impression was not that good, because he never knew, like he never understood the gaming. He never knew that you can earn from all these things. But yeah, now he's very supportive.
Love it. And was that a very difficult conversation when you argued with him? What was his point? What was he saying at that time?
His point was that I don't know about this field, so I cannot comment on it. But like as much as I know, you can be very good, like you can say a book writer or something like that. But like gaming won't. I don't think so that gaming will take you anywhere. But because I don't know, so I won't be commenting on this on this much. So that's that was his final words about which motivated me to do all this stuff.
Amazing. Well, it feeds into your rebel instinct also, right? कि यार ये पापा है, पापा जो बोल रहे हैं हाँ ठीक है, 20% बात मान लूंगा, 80% तो मैं अपना ही करूंगा, है ना? ये सही है. How was that conversation for you? Especially because you had a job, were working, was on a different journey, right? Like Ami said, Ami was still more, I would say, adventurous. He was, going for filmmaking, and which is still, fairly risky. And I'm guessing that उस type का risk appetite था घर पे. But how about you, man? I mean, I'd love to know how that conversation went when you said, ये सब IT बकवास है, मैं जा रहा हूँ game खेलने.
The most thing the thing that value Indian parents that value is stability. Like you have to have a certain amount of income coming to your house. Otherwise, like let's say I'm a jobless or I don't do anything, then that's create tension all around the house, not just for me, but for my parents as well. So like it was, they were really skeptical, like really you want to leave the IT job. So that was a conversation for later. But when I started, so it was like I was doing job as well as this thing, or like alongside the job. So they were like, it's okay if you can make time, by all means do it, but job is really important for you, for the stability of you and everyone as well. So I was like, yeah, that is correct. But as as the money starts coming in from this as well, and then they knew, and like I showed them how many other people are doing exactly the same thing. I can do that very well and even better. So it's like I have to ease them into this, not to like dump it all at once. Hey, this is it, I'm doing this, zero from ground up or this from ground up. So it's like a smooth transition from this to that. So they can also adjust, given them a time period to adjust, and they'll also understand where he's coming from, where he's going. How it's about the mental health as well, right? I'm stuck in a dead end 9 to 5 job. Well, that will lead me to in next 10 years or nothing. But this is something that I love. So I really have to ease them into it. But yeah, I mean, they're really understanding, and then they came on about it. They're like, if you want to go for it, you should go for it.
Absolute gold, man. Absolute gold. I mean, you had something.
I wanted to add that I didn't have that much risk-taking ability, because I belong to a farmer's family. So you know how conservative, like the thing about the things we are. So like I was a rebel, to be honest.
Right.
In my father's eyes, I am a rebel who knows what he wants to do, and by any means he'll achieve it.
Right.
And he knows he tells each and every person that only, that he knows what he wants to do and he will do it. I know it. So like that was my rebellious nature, because of that I'm here right now.
Love it. This is a shout out to all rebels everywhere, that you should continue to rebel, and that rebelling is good for your health. But I think there is a lot of wisdom in what Subhav said, that don't rebel in a way that dumps everything on your parents and expect them to understand in like 10 minutes कि हाँ ठीक है, ये decision हो गया, right? I think it's important that more and more people take a leaf out of your book and give them that time to adjust, give them the time to wash away जो पिछले 25 साल के उनके सपने थे कि मेरा बेटा corporate job करेगा और stability होगी. वो सपनों को धुलने के लिए भी time लगता है, right? And वो सपने जब धुलते हैं, उसमें the new stuff that needs to come in for them to follow your success, for them to be able to see, hey, this is good. He's not the only guy doing that. There are more people also doing it, and that there is financial stability that can come from this as well. Before we go into our our mid-episode break. Sabab, I want to ask you and Ami as well. When you were doing this, ये जो माहौल मान रहे थे घर पे कि यार जाना है, गेमिंग करना है, तब who were gamers that you pointed to and said, hey, वो कर सकता तो मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकता?
Okay, so since I like I have a love for story mode games. I really like dig a good story, be it a movie, be it a game. I really love that. So I stumbled onto those story mode streamers. To name a few, there's like as you said, Tactical Gaming has been doing it for like past 8 to 10 years, and like he is like a hardcore content creator for that. I saw his page as well. He is doing like really good videos, and there are other like creators outside of India, exception for that matter. He's also like a really big creator from England, and he started for it some years back. So I watched those guys. I was like, yeah, that is my jam. This is what I need to do, and then I transitioned into it.
Love it. Ami, what about you?
Like when I started streaming, I used to play multiplayer games, online multiplayer first person shooter. So at that time I used to watch only two people, Audio Freak from Facebook and Stone Mountain from Facebook.
Right.
So like these two were the people like from whom I learned about various things. Like there are so many things which I learned from him, like from them.
Love it, man. I'm having a great time talking to you guys. We'll continue our chat after this short break. Go nowhere if you're listening to this episode of Storytellers and Storysellers. We'll be back after these messages. And we're back. We're talking to Ami and Subhav about their gaming journeys. Before we went into the break, we had some wisdom bombs dropped on us. I think for anyone who's trying to start their game streaming career, there are some really invaluable learnings that the boys here shared. To continue our chat, I want to ask you, what are some of the games that are your favorites to play? How do you choose which games would be good for streaming? And does the audience get to have a say as well in seeing what you play? I will start with Ami again.
Like I play only those games which I love, because if I'm not into it, then I don't think my audience will enjoy it. Because my way of streaming is that if I play a game, suppose Witcher, so like I'll be into it totally, and I'll read all the all the stories, all the books related to it, so that I can understand what is going on in the game and how the things are connected, so that if people ask me any question, I'll be able to answer that. And that is one of the key factor which drives a viewer and builds your community, because people want answers from you. And if you will not be able to answer them, like the game you are playing, then they won't like seeing you. So that's why I play only those games which I love. I do not go for the trend. Sometimes I follow the trend, and mostly I follow the trend which is in my favor. Like if back in January there was a trend of God of War, because that game really that game was released for PC in that month. So like I love that game. I've played that game so many times. So like I went for that only because that was my league and I loved playing that.
And are there any specific genres that you see yourself gravitating towards? I'm hearing a lot of story-based, first-person, third-person type of games, but would love to know.
Not that much, but yeah, something related to like mythical, like anything mythical in any game. So I'll be into it. That's my only genre.
Love it. How about you, Subha?
Okay, so when I pick and choose a game, I look for two things. Number one, it should have like insane amount of action. You don't have to like pass time running here and there. And number second, it should have good story. So if these two, there's like a mixed combination, and I do compromise on either one of them if it's like really doing well, or like it's new and people are really loving it and they say it has good story. Like there are some games which are like really good storyline, smooth storyline, but less action. I'll compromise for that as well. So yeah, if these two combination are in 80-60 or 80-40, so 80-20 or 60-40, any amount of percentage is there, then I'll be sure to pick for the games. Apart from the games I do get from recommendation is like, yeah, I like really have like chat is always about play this, play that. They really love this game. I want you to try that as well. And matter of fact, they sent me, can I send you this game? Do you want to play it? So I really got some gift from other my chat. I mean, they send me Steam gift card. They send me game on Steam. Okay, if you want it, I'm all up for it. Like, can you please install and play this? So I do that as well. Apart from that, I do occasional horror as well. When like really in a mood, if I'm at late at night and really want to get scared, want my chat to get scared, like let's do some horror today. I'm gonna like dim out the lights, increase the volume of this the speaker and the microphone volume, and then they get to hear it as well. I suggest them watch in a closed room with the headphones on. If you want an experience, I'll give you an experience. So all that happens in the stream as well.
Love it, man. You're like hardcore. Like, bro, डरना है तो पहले तैयारी करके आओ, फिर डरते हैं साथ में. Amazing, I love it. Absolutely, right? I want to ask you about your setups and how you've sort of built your setups. What have you kept in mind? What's the secret to building a great home gaming setup?
Okay, I'll start.
So,
That's okay. Yeah. So I did not like bought a $3,000 computer setup at first, then started gaming. That was not it for me. I started from mobile, and then piece by piece, everything I got assembled. So if you really want to get set up, two things you need. You need lightning, you need camera, you need a good microphone, as well as a killer PC, or depending on if you play console games, then console. And there's a lot of people doing mobile games as well. So like all of that, depending on your USP, what you're trying to sell, which games you're trying to play, you can always have that. Either way, like I have people in my chats like who have like done that. Like they have started the PC. Like they know, like if you're clear to what you want to do at first, go for it. But if you want to explore a different avenue, where do you want to keep this? Do you want to really go into the console gaming, like get a PS and then do that as well? And if you want to really go into mobile gaming, so there are different avenues that you can venture into. So either if you're really sure, then you can like straight up start your setup with that, or venture into different avenues and then pick a poison.
And what's your favorite? I'm guessing you love
PC.
PC?
Yeah, the PC as well as console. I had console, but I'm like transitioning towards PC. There are like so many new games about PC. So I was like, I'm keeping PC as my main focus at the moment. But yeah, it switches between console and PC.
Got it. And have you noticed like a significant difference between the same version of the game on the console and the PC? Like, do you enjoy it more on the PC because it probably renders faster, loads better?
Yeah, visually stunning. It's more visually stunning on PC. That is correct. So yeah, if you have a like big screen and like really high quality of frame rate, then yeah, the same game you play on PC is like visually more stunning as compared to you do it on console. That is correct.
Got it. I mean, what about you, man?
Like first I used to rent my friend's PC in order to stream. Like I'll buy ले 500 रुपए ले ले एक दिन के लिए दे दे मैं करता हूँ अपना काम. So I was like that only. So like slowly I started building it up, and for 2 years I used my friend's PC and rented it. And since April this year I used to rent my friend's console because of the shortage of consoles in the market. So that
Right.
for that like I used to rent it. And slowly I like build my PC. It took me 3 years to build my PC totally.
Oh wow.
So like it was a very long journey for me to make my streaming setup.
Wow, man. And what is your preference as well? Like, do you prefer console, PC,
I
mix
prefer
of the two?
PC. I prefer PC because I've been playing on it since very long. So like I have a habit of it. Console is like new for me. Not that much because I've played like I started playing on consoles since 2012. So like but PC, yeah, I have more power on PC. I like it feels like I have more power on PC.
Love it, man. It reminds me of, and I mean, I don't know if you guys follow chess, but one of the top 4 chess players in the world started his chess career as a chess streamer. And this guy called Hikaru Nakamura. He was playing in the top tournament. You know, there's a tournament in chess which you need to play to become the number 1 contender. WWE में number 1 contender वाला फंडा पता है ना आपको?
Yeah.
Only you can challenge the champion, right? So there's a tournament that's recently concluded called the FIDE Candidates Tournament, where you have to play chess in person, right? And this guy, Hikaru Nakamura, because he's so into online streaming, right? While between trying to make a move, his hand would always go like this, the way you would hold a mouse on the table, right? And because he's obviously in that state of mind, the reason I'm telling you all of this is guy went from, obviously he's very, very gifted chess player, but went from being a streaming guy, for 3 years, he didn't play any classical chess. When I say classical chess, it's like, jo lamba 1.5-2 घंटे का chess match hota hai, wo nahi khel. He would only play the 5 minute, 3 minute, 10 minute sort of version. But that guy turned pro in a sense, and he's among the best in the world. Have you guys considered going pro? Do you guys play tournaments as well, or is streaming where your head is at? We'll start with Amy this time.
Right now, I'm like, I haven't been to any of the tournament, but and I'm not thinking about it in near future, maybe in 2 or 3 years. Right now, I'm only sticking to streaming and like storytelling, which is a part of my job, as you know. So like, I'm right now focused on that only.
Love it. Subhav?
Okay, so about that, currently, I would say the short answer would be no. But as you see, as the years go by, the new games come out. There's a Fortnite tournament for like winner got $3 million, and the runner-up got $1.5 million. So let's say if a game comes out, I'm really hooked into it. Like, yeah, this is my jam. This is what I want to do. If I have something like that, then obviously I'm open up to it. Because prepping for a tournament, you have to put hours in 12, 14 hours a day. You have to really practice, and you have to stream that. If a game like that, which I'm really hooked on, comes out and I'm thinking about it, then for sure I'll be going for the tournaments in those games.
That's awesome, man. I love the clarity, right? Because ye bhi hai, wo bhi hai, sab kuch hai. Mera focus hi hai. I want to do this, right? And especially when Amy said that storytelling, that's what I'm here for, right? The connect, the storytelling, that's what I enjoy, and I'm going to focus on that. I absolutely love it, right? Tell me this: what aspects of your life, of stuff you're interested in, have you learned from games which you think you wouldn't have learned otherwise? And
okay,
start with Subhav. Yeah.
Okay.
Amy dheere se like Subhav.
Okay, so I'll do that. Actually, really tough question to how to incorporate games. How did they affect my personal life? As I stated earlier, right? Split second decision. So, and knowing those decisions as the choices have consequences. So, but you don't have to do everything in split second in real life. But you do get to maintain the clarity. Like, if I choose this, what's going to happen? If I choose that, what's going to happen? So, decision making ability, it really takes up a notch. Like, it helps you take a better decision in life that you have learned from gaming. Apart from that, I would say in general, it's like nothing like enjoy, mostly enjoyment, laugh, and the connect. That's what I go for the gaming for. So yeah, it's basically, apart from that, it really helps with my mental health, at least on a personal load, because that is something, if I have like temped up aggression, I can take it out in the game. I'm gonna go for the guy in the game. So it releases it helps the mental stress, tension as well. It really, like, for me, it smoothes, like, better my life in some ways.
Love it, man. I'm like a big fan of your answers, man. I think, has someone told you my questions from before? I don't know, but it's amazing, dude. Like, I love it. But Amy, now that Subhav has given you a cheat sheet.
Yeah, like just like
जो Subhav ने बोला उसका आंसर कॉपी कर लो. I'm joking.
That's what I was about to say. That Subhav has given like 80% of my answer. That it helps in making decisions and that mental health thing, and also it helped me in connecting with people. Just like I said, connecting with them and opening myself to others, because it won't this would not have been possible if I wasn't streaming or like something like that, because I was not a talkative person. I was introvert, and I went through a very bad phase in my life in my middle age, not middle age in that sense, but yeah, in my
thank you for making me feel much older. I'm just saying.
So it helped me out in beating the stress and anxiety and all that stuff. So that's what I wanted to say.
Love it, man. I think I resonate with that as well, right? I mean, I'm a compulsive FIFA and chess player. Anytime I have, something on my mind, I try and clear my head by either spending 2-3 hours playing multiplayer FIFA or I mean, chess to main matlab immediately ऐसे कुछ भी होता है, play a 3-minute game here, just clear your head so that you can make a decision. And I think it's one of the most underrated benefits of playing games, right? Because it is a bit of focus. It is a bit of, disconnecting from your environment, recentering yourself and coming back in a very, complete manner while approaching whatever might be stressing you out, whatever might be playing on your mind. I love it, absolutely, right? I want to ask you this. Both of you mentioned this at the beginning of our chat about how Facebook has helped you grow as gamers, right? say hello to my cat.
Wow.
But tell me about how Facebook has helped you guys, right? From your initial days to what you're doing now. How has Facebook played a role in your journey? This time we will start with Emmy, and he's not allowed any notes.
Like Facebook has helped me in many ways. Like the things which seem to be which seems impossible, I'm doing those right now. Like from earning 5 to 6 times X amount which I used to earn earlier, and like gifting my father his first car, buying my own home, and all that
How
stuff.
lovely.
So it has helped me a lot, and it has helped me in building like a very good community, and also like find some very good people who are like my best friends, or like you can say my family now, because like
Mhm.
I found two to three people in my from Facebook gaming itself, like with whom I can share anything in about my life, and they also share with me. So like we have a connect together, and that is because of Facebook. So like it Facebook made me helped me in making my family a bit bigger, like so like
Beautiful.
that's one of the best thing.
Beautiful. I think the Facebook execs are just like exactly what we wanted him to say. He said it, but I love it, dude. I think you've just said it so nicely. Facebook has helped me make my family a little bit bigger through doing the things that I love and I enjoy doing. Thanks for sharing, man. So how about you, man? What has Facebook done for you?
Okay, so plethora of activities that includes the Emmy's answer as well. I'll tell you what, whenever you start on a platform, you have to learn the platform, right? So I have to learn how to do certain things on the streaming, how to go live, how to do this, how to do that. So with time, Facebook has eased that journey as well. Now, let's say if it took me like 30 minutes of preparation to go live into the stream, now the time has cut down to 15 or 12 minutes. That's because thanks to Facebook, because they have launched new updates and then so many lots of things which make our journey so much easier, which saves our time. Apart from that, as the community, as Amy said, so when you stream on Facebook, like you get the community as a whole. So I'll give you a couple of instances. There are people in US who ask me like, dude, come down, visit here, we'll take care of everything, stay with us, that's not a problem at all. And then like the people coming down in India as well from US, like they asking me what's the best place to visit, show us some of the India sometime, please do hang out live content. If you ever go out of a place, like you want to visit somewhere, I really want to see the uncut version, the taste of India, what you eat, how do you guys, and there's a lot of stuff and talking about food. So all of that because of like, what's your favorite, what's my favorite, what's the prominent food over here, what's over there, and they really take the recommendation from me about the Indian dishes that they should try. So there's like a lot of things, and that's only possible because of Facebook, because the community that we have, that we build here, and people regularly use Facebook. If not for streaming, they're doing for something else. So you get to make friends on a personal level apart from a streaming journey. So it really, combines in a whole nice package for Facebook that gives you from your personal to your professional to every aspect of life.
Love it, man. Love it. I'm glad that Facebook is doing such an amazing job building the gaming ecosystem in India, right? I think we've done a couple of episodes before as well with a couple of Facebook gamers, and they have nothing but great things to say, not just from a technology point of view, but also from how to monetize, how to grow your audience, how to maybe talk to brands, how to have the best tech setups, right? And help, like you said, Subhav, help you understand how you can get the best out of this platform. I'm glad that the platform is investing so much time and energy behind creators who obviously are really good at what they do, but definitely need that kind of support. So shout out to Facebook Gaming. My last couple of questions to you guys, right? This is something that I have always wanted to ask. Gaming में जीत भी होती है और हार भी होती है, right? अब आप अकेले हार गए कहीं पे तो ठीक है, मैं अपने ड्राइंग रूम में अगर हार गया वीडियो गेम तो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. But when you lose in front of hundreds or thousands of people watching you, how do you deal with that? Does it play on your mind? I'd love to know if there has been a game or a level or an instance where this happened and it sort of stressed you out, or how did you deal with that? We'll start with Subhav.
Okay, so earlier at first when I actually lose a fight, so I like I said, I used to play PES on mobile. So there's like a match here, match there that you lose and then you win. And I used to like compete for a hardcore rating. I still do, but not on stream. I do play PES on mobile. So it's like a rating where you go for 1300 to 1500 to 1700. So people watch that, and then they're like, and there's like really, really close matches that you lose, then you really do lose your head. Like, come on, man, how did I lose that game? It was so close. I could have had that. But it doesn't happen, you know, and like winning and losing is a part of life. The sooner you accept it, the better. So it really transitioned into, and now that I've transitioned to story games, so there's a level in God of War you have to fight a Valkyrie, and it literally took me 90 minutes to defeat one. I've died like 37 times at a single level. So, but people are like more understanding.
Hard relate.
Yeah. So people are like more understanding. Like they're not like, come on, man, you're a shit player or nothing, but nothing like that. They're like more like, come on, man, you can do it. So, you know, the community that you have built, it's more encouraging, it's more supporting. So, you know, you get to be more yourself, and then you don't mind losing that much. Not that you play easily or you let it lose, but you don't mind losing that much. That's the thing.
Love it. Love it. How about you, Amy?
I think Subha will agree with me that like he also has a 20 plus years experience, and I have almost 18 years of experience. So like when the streaming thing came, we were already too much into it that the defeat thing or like that has never created an impact, that much impact on us. Just like the new gamers, I'm not pointing out anyone, but like we were already prepared for
You
that.
can. We're okay with it. You can.
So like we were already prepared for the loss, and we have seen so many things that it was not a new thing for us, or the race thing for us. So and the community never fails you. Like if just like Subhav said, that if you fail to defeat someone or like die multiple times in on a single mission, so like community never fails you. Like he said, okay, that's not a big deal. So like if you have the community with you, then I don't think so like it will impact you that much.
So the social aspect of gaming, where you're working with your community, you're feeding off their energy. They might even have suggestions saying, hey, when I try doing this, try this combination, or try this, or try going here, try going there. It's actually something that benefits you, right? And what I'm hearing is that the losing of the gaming, the वो दुख बांटने से कम हो जाने वाली feeling है मुझे from both of you, which is such a wonderful thing, right? That there is an exchange of emotion and value with your gaming communities. That's my cat, Sophie. If you want to say hi. My sort of last question to you guys, right? And I mean, thank you so much, both of you, for sharing such wonderful insights and from your journey. I want to ask you, what do you think about the future of this space, right? And let me put my question into context a little bit. India is now sending a team for gaming to the Asian Games, right? There is an entire battalion that is going there. A few years ago, we went there. We won one bronze medal. This time around, hopefully, we'll win a little bit more. Gaming programs are on TV. I think the first time that we've seen BGMI Masters happen on TV. It's always been on digital platforms. It's happening all around you. There is greater acceptance, greater legitimacy. How does this make you feel about the future of this space? Not just for yourself, but overall for the space. How does it have you excited? Where are your heads at? Maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years down the line.
Okay, so like the gaming industry is too vast, and I feel like I'm very happy to see that the gaming industry is developing in India, because now we have some game developing studios and all that stuff, and people are slowly moving towards gaming as a full-time career, and they want to be a part of it. So like it is developing, and like yeah, it will take a bit of time, because we are still in that engineer and doctor thing. Still we are into that, but yeah, it will change eventually, and like in 5 to 10 years, like the things will be different, I would say.
Love it. How about you, Subha?
Okay, so I read a fact somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember the exact figures, but I read that gaming industry is worth more combined movies and music industries. So as you can see,
it is. You're right.
It is. And it has really grown exponentially since the pandemic. Like people who haven't, like, they're like so nonchalant, started playing games, like to how to pass their time. So that also took a step forward. Another fact that I read, the highest movie ever grossing movie was Avatar. As you know, it's nearly 3 billion or something. But a higher ever grossing
it's a toss up between like Endgame and
yeah,
right?
something that it hovers around that.
Somewhere there.
That. And but the interesting fact here, the highest grossing game ever, which is like GTA 5, and people heard about it all over the world. It's like nearly 6 to 7 billions, around that figure. So you can see the double amount of movie that makes a game makes, and it's not dying anytime soon. People are again like buying more and more of the same games. There's like so vast, so many opportunities. So talking about that, it really is put you into perspective that this is where you can grow. You can grow along with the industry. You don't have to like. It's not at a saturation point that it's really hard to difficult to grow from there. The industry is growing. More and more people are getting more aware about it. They want into it. They want to see what's this about, and that if that piques their interest, that really gives a help to boost all of us, all of gamers out in the real world.
Love it, man. Love it. That's again big fan of the clarity and articulation that both of you have brought on this episode. I've loved getting to know your journeys. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Storytellers and Storysellers. Before I let you go, let me ask you: have you guys met in real life?
We've not had the fortune to, not yet.
Is this the first time you're meeting?
No, we've talked, and we know each other very well, but we've never had the chance to meet in real life.
Yep.
Awesome. I hope we change that. Please, both of you come down to Bombay, come hang out with us and tell us more about your gaming journeys. Thank you again for being on this episode. I hope you had fun. That's it.
Thank you for having us. You've been a wonderful host. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you
so
so
much.
Thank you.
That's it on this episode of Storytellers and Storysellers. If you liked this episode, don't forget to press the follow button. Rate this show. Please rate it. It's everywhere, right? It's a great show. Tell other people that you heard Subhav and Amy share their creator journeys on this show. As my cats fight in my background, I'm going to call it quits on this episode. Thank you so much. This is Vineet Kanabar saying goodbye.